Arya has been my best friend since the first day of high school. We sat together during lunch, shared earphones during math class, and whispered about our crushes under our blankets at sleepovers. She was the loud one, the dreamer, the one who would literally drag me out for ice cream at midnight just to watch the stars. When she met Jay, who was my friend, everything felt like it clicked for her. He was the quiet one, calm where she was chaos, steady where she was restless. I liked him because he made her happy. We sometimes all hung out together, movie nights, late night walks. Then came the day Zarya ran to my house, mascara smudged down her cheeks, collapsing into my arm. My dad got transferred, choked out, shaking. We're moving out of town. I held her, telling her everything would be okay, even though I felt my heart breaking too. The day she moved was heavy. Jay and I helped her pack the last boxes, her room echoing with emptiness. At the airport, Zarya hugged us both, whispering, "I love you guys so much." We started adjusting to the long distance, calling each other often, telling each other about our new separate lives, talking about how we couldn't wait to see each other. Zarya's birthday was approaching, and I had plans to surprise her by visiting her town for a few weeks. When I got there, I was also shocked to see her boyfriend. We all celebrated and started spending a lot of time together because we didn't know places around. At first, it was supposed to be the best trip. We were finally visiting Zarya after 5 years, and I was ready to get my best friend back. But things felt different. Zarya had made new friends, a girl named Tasha and a guy named Liam, and they were practically glued to her. She was always with them, laughing about inside jokes Jay, and I didn't understand. One evening, we were supposed to go out to try a local restaurant together. Zarya canceled last minute, saying, "I've got something urgent with Liam and T. I'm so sorry, guys. You can go without me. I'll come later." I already booked everything. Jay and I sat in silence at the restaurant, the empty seat between us like a wound. "Do you think she even cares anymore?" Jay finally whispered. "She does," I said, but my voice didn't sound convincing. "It doesn't feel like it." His shoulders slumped, and for a second, he looked so lost it broke something in me. "I'm sorry." He looked up, eyes tired, but he smiled a little. "Thank you for being here." Zarya didn't show up on time to pick us up, so we waited for her at the bus stop. While waiting, frustrated, I almost tripped on my shoelace. Jay quickly caught me, his hands strong on my arms, pulling me up before I hit the ground. We both laughed. It echoed in the air. Finally, Zarya came. "I'm so sorry, guys. I promise I'll make it up to you." The drive home was silent and kind of awkward. Zarya kept apologizing, but Jay and I were honestly frustrated. When we got home, I couldn't stay quiet. "Can we talk?" I asked. She paused, looking at me in the mirror. "What's wrong?" "Zarya, you've been distant. Jay's hurting. I miss you. We came all this way, and it feels like you're not even here." "But I already apologized," she said. "Zarya, I don't even know what to say to you right now." "Yeah? Because you're making it a big deal. I'm allowed to have friends here, you know." "I know, but you're pushing us away." We argued, our voices rising. She finally snapped. "I already apologized. I don't know what else you want from me." I couldn't listen to her anymore, so I decided to go to bed. The next morning, Zarya woke me up with a smile and a big hug. "I'm sorry," she said, eyes red. "You're right. Let me make it up to you. We're going to the beach," she yelled. I sarcastically rolled my eyes and gave her a hug. When we got to the beach, the first couple of minutes were us reminiscing, and suddenly, Zarya started being distant again, answering calls for hours while we sat there in the sand, waiting. Jay tried to start a volleyball game, but she was too busy, laughing at whoever was on the other end of the line. "I thought this was supposed to be our time, Zarya. You're being distant again," I thought. She spent the whole day on calls, and by the time we got home, it felt like she hadn't really been with us at all. When we got home after the beach, Jay texted me, "I'm glad you didn't drown today." "Wait, what?" "You know I can swim," I replied. "Yeah, sure," he replied. I rolled my eyes, and we both laughed. Jay was supposed to return home first, leaving 2 days before my return flight. Surprisingly, after he left, Zarya became closer to me again. We spent those last 2 days laughing like we used to, visiting small shops, eating gelato while walking down quiet street, and staying up late talking in her room. It almost felt like before, and when I hugged her goodbye at the airport, I couldn't believe we were going back to long distance again. The next day, while unpacking, my phone buzzed. It was a text from Jay. "Are you back?" "Yep," I replied. "How about grabbing coffee tomorrow?" he asked. "Sure," I replied. We met at a small cafe downtown, one of those cozy places with warm lights and the smell of roasted coffee beans wrapping around you like a blanket. When he saw me, he smiled, and for a moment it felt easy. We talked about the trip, about Zarya, about the beach, about how different things felt now. Then, Jay looked at me with a small smile and said, "Remember when we were kids? When you and I used to spend all our time together, playing those silly games, and we caught each other's eyes and, without meaning to, said it together. Everyone calling us a couple?" We burst into laughter, the sound filling the small cafe. "Yeah, I remember," I said, smiling. Did you ever think about me? Did you ever try to find me when we lost touch? He asked, staring at me. I hesitated, then answered honestly.
Yeah.
I wondered where you were, how you were doing, but life took us different ways, and I never knew how to reach you. After a while, we left the cafe just as the sky was turning dark. We started walking toward the car, our steps slow, and then it started to rain. First, it was light, misting the air, then it came down harder, soaking the street, the cold drops slipping down my neck. Oh my God, I laughed, pulling my arms tighter around myself. Jay cursed softly, looking up, then, without a word, he pulled off his leather jacket and draped it over my head. You're gonna get wet. The car is parked far away, I said, looking up at him. I don't care, he said, his voice low. We stood there, close under the dim streetlight, the world around us blurred by rain. I looked up, and he was already looking at me, his eyes dark, searching, something in them that made my heart stutter. And then, slowly, he leaned in. Our lips met, soft and warm against the cold rain. His hand came up to cut my cheek, his thumb brushing against my wet skin as he deepened the kiss just for a moment. When we pulled away, both of us were breathing hard, the rain still falling around us, soaking our clothes, but we didn't move. He started, but no words came out. We shouldn't have, I whispered, my voice trembling. He nodded, stepping back, his hair dripping. I pulled his jacket tighter around me, turning away before he could see the tears mixing with the rain on my cheeks. The car ride was so quiet, I could hear my heartbeat over the hum of the engine. That night, I called Zarya, but she didn't respond. 2 days later, Zarya called me back. Hey, what's up? I have something big to tell you, she said. Yeah. I responded, my mind busy thinking about whether I should tell her what happened. I broke up with Jay.
What?
I yelled, sitting down on my bed. I just can't with the long distance anymore. I don't like seeing him once every few years and pretending everything is normal. I love him, but it's not enough. I couldn't even think, my jaw dropping as I tried to decide if I should tell her. I didn't know what to say, so I just listened as she cried, telling me how she hoped he would hate her so it would be easier for him to move on. That night, Jay texted me. She broke up with me. I know, I replied. Can we talk? He asked. I couldn't decide if I should say yes or no. I told myself I was going to comfort him, nothing more. We made plans to meet. When I met him, he looked distraught. I don't know why she would do this, he whispered. I didn't know what to say, so I just comforted him, telling him everything would be okay. And we went home. One hangout turned into two into 5. We started hanging out more often, becoming closer again. I told Zarya about the hangouts, and she would ask if he was okay. Over time, we stopped talking about him. One time during a hangout, someone mistook us for a couple. We both laughed so hard it became one of our inside jokes. Back to when we were young, huh? He said, still laughing. Yeah, I replied, laughing too. Everything changed when we were out at dinner. So do we call this a date? He asked, a small smile tugging at his lip. I laughed, but it came out shaky. Don't joke like that.
I'm not joking.
I looked down, my heart pounding so hard I thought he could hear it. Jay, we can't. Why not? He whispered, leaning in closer. She's still my best friend.
But she ended everything.
He interrupted.
She would understand. And you're the only one who's been here. You're the only one who gets it.
It wasn't easy for her either, Jay, I replied. My eyes met his, and I saw it there. The truth, the fear, the longing that mirrored mine. Jay. He reached across the table, taking my hand in his thumb brushing over my knuckles. My breath hitched. I knew I liked him, but I couldn't stop thinking about Zarya and how she would feel. The world felt like it slowed down as he leaned over the table, his lips brushing against mine, soft, hesitant, waiting for me to pull away. But I didn't. I kissed him back. That kiss was different. It wasn't a mistake under the rain or a moment of weakness. After that night, everything shifted. We started texting late at night, talking about everything and nothing, meeting up more. We fell into a secret relationship. Every time, I told myself I would tell Zarya. Every time, I couldn't. Dating Jay became normal. I had been in a relationship with him for 3 months. Then, one day, I heard a knock on my door. I went down to check who it was. Surprise! Your best girl is here. She screamed, very excited. My heart dropped to my stomach. It was Zarya. She quickly pulled me into a hug, and I couldn't even blink. I was so shocked I couldn't speak. Jay is in my room. I screamed in my head. What do I do? Oh my gosh, what do I do? What, are you still in shock? It's real, I'm here, she said, laughing. Before I could even reply, she ran ahead of me, squealing. I've missed your house so much. I'm going to your room. God, I've missed your bed, your candles. I didn't know how to react. I just walked behind her like a zombie, knowing everything was about to change. She swung the door open, and there he was. Jay, lying on the side of my room, shirtless, sleeping. The smile fell from Zarya's face so fast.
Jay.
she whispered, her voice cracking.
Jay,
she yelled. Jay jerked up, looking at both of us shocked. Zarya. I tried to move, to reach her, but my legs wouldn't move. Her eyes darted from Jay to me.
Are you serious right now?
Zarya, I can explain. Explain? She snapped, her voice rising, breaking.
Explain
what?
That
you've been fucking my ex behind my back? I didn't know how to tell you, I swear, I'm so sorry, I begged. I know you guys have known each other since you were kids and dated or whatever, but that doesn't mean you should go back and date him after I broke up with him. You are my freaking best friend, she yelled. How long? She demanded, her voice sharp, shaking. Please. How long? She interrupted, tears dropping down her cheeks. You know what? Not interested. She grabbed her suitcase, walking out of my room. Where are you going? I yelled. I never want to hear from you again, she said, slamming the door hard as she walked out. I dropped to the floor, tears spilling down my cheeks, my body shaking with sobs. I've lost her. I've lost my best friend, I cried. After a few days, I couldn't stand being in a relationship with Jay anymore. I knew what I was doing was wrong, but something in me thought everything was going to be fine and that Zarya would have accepted it. But she didn't. And since then, I haven't spoken to either of them.